What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Crosstalks Movies of the Week, or Crosstalks Live Movies of the Week. So I saw four new movies last week, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to do my it's going to be a quick review on each individual one with scores and everything like that. I haven't done that before, but because I saw so many, I just don't have the time to record and edit and write four different videos. I still haven't even done my Fantastic Four one from 2 weeks ago now, so low on time. So I'm going to be just doing a quick review of that or of those movies that I saw. And then I'll get into the usual box office and upcoming movies of the week and things like that. So it's going to be about the same. Just I'm going to be doing it in the format of how I would do my movie reviews for the Crosstalks Movies channel. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to it. So this past week, I saw. Nope, not that one. You guys don't need to see that. That's Ultimate Fighter. This past weekend, I saw Together, which is going to be the first one I'm going to talk about. I also saw Oh Hi, Naked Gun, and She Rides Shotgun. And I actually very much enjoyed all of these movies. So let's go ahead and get started with Together. Together is a movie that it's a body horror movie. Apparently, there was some drama with it that they were actually pitched the movie and then the agent kind of like stole it or something like that, or the producer stole. I don't know, but apparently somebody had this idea, came to their team with it. They said no, and then they went and made this movie. So I don't know how much of that is true or not. I haven't heard much as of late. I only heard that like a couple months ago, like back in like February. So I'm not too sure. But anyways, Together, you feel the on screen chemistry between Dave Franco and Allison Brie. Obviously, they're married in real life, so they have great chemistry in general. And yeah, this movie, you find these characters kind of at a stumbling point in their relationship to where like they're not really sure if they're gonna continue to be together or not. And I think his parents had just died recently, or something happened with his family. Oh, let me turn that down. Sorry about that. Something that just recent happened with his family to where he's just out of it, and then like nothing, he doesn't feel like he's worthy of anything really. He's not being intimate with his wife or with his girlfriend. And so they made the plan to go ahead and just move away from the city, go live in countryside, I guess you could say. And from there, that's when things get weird. They go on a little hike. They find they fall into like this pond of water, and then but after that they realize they when they wake up the next morning they kind of got stuck together, and this was after drinking it. They didn't know what it was. They weren't really paying attention to it, and then it becomes kind of like a paranormal activity type thing. Whereas like it's mainly at night is when weird things start happening, and then they start kind of figuring it out as they go along. And the whole movie, it was like I was like, okay, I hope this isn't where it's only Dave Franco trying to like the whatever he's infected with is trying to push him against her into her, like because she's still pulling away from him more and more throughout the movie as he's trying to get closer to her, and she's like, dude, like where has this been for the last like however many months? And I was hoping, I don't want the whole movie to be like that. I would like to see her have that thirst for him also, and she didn't. And then they ended up kind of flipping it a little bit to where like, excuse me, he tried showing her what it was, what the deal was. She didn't believe it, and then it happened to her. And then he's like, okay, like, do you believe me now? So I did like that they had both sides of each person had want to become together. The body horror element of it is crazy. It reminded me a lot of The Substance and that how that movie ended as far as like the body horror goes. And oh man, it's freaky when you just hear all the crickling and crackling of their bones joining in together, and then seeing them try to split off. There's a part where she's got a saw and she's got to saw their arms away from each other because like it's just skin. It's like web skin that's like attaching it. That was a crazy scene. And so yeah. And they live in like it's not a spooky town, but it's a little town. So like the one other person that's in the movie is obviously like one of the spooky guys or whatever. So other than that, it was pretty good. I gotta say, I liked it. I'm typically not a big horror person, and I liked it. There's a decent amount of like funny parts in it as well. So I definitely recommend checking it out. I give this movie a score of 8.5 out of 10. Really good movie, really good horror movie. Definitely watch it around like the Halloween time if you're one of those people like me that likes to watch scary movies in the month of October. I like it a lot. Definitely go check it out in the theaters while it's there. It just came out this weekend, which is why I'm doing it first. Oh, there's actually three of the four movies I saw did. So with that, that is Together. Now I'm going to get rid of this again, and then I'm going to change it to the next movie. The next movie is Oh Hi. And this movie, I gotta say, I loved this movie. This movie was so funny, and then it shows you the crazy levels that some people can go to when it comes to love or what they think might be love. And but it just starts out these people, Logan Lerman and what was his name, Molly Gordon. They are in a midst of a fling, and they went on a really like small vacation, like a little getaway, really like private place. There's a lake there, really nice house. They're doing all these awesome things for each other. So the girl is like under the impression like, oh hey, like we're in a relationship. Whereas he's like, no, we're not. But he didn't tell her that. So she assumed he was in a relationship. He assumed that she knew it was still just a fling and just time for some fun. And she didn't like that. And so they have some, how do I say this? Like kinky sex. They have kinky sex. That involves some handcuffs, and she wasn't feeling it. So he's like, all right, you can do it to me. That's fine. And then so she does, and then afterwards, that's when she says like, "Oh my god, you're the best boyfriend ever," whatever she says, and he's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "What? Like you and I were not together? Like what are we doing here?" And he's like, "I thought we were just having fun." And so long story short, she keeps him chained to the bed for the whole movie basically. And she's just like, "No, I'm going to prove to you why I'm a good girlfriend." And then he's like, "You literally have me chained to the bed for almost 2 days now. I don't think you would be at all." So it's the whole movie about her trying to prove herself and prove her worth and be like, oh my god, this, that. But she also had talked about in prior that the last guy that broke up with her, she thought about stabbing him, and she's like, "But I'm just kidding, though. That's not gonna happen." But Logan Lerman's mind is like, "Oh my god, like I just told her that she's not my girlfriend, and I'm handcuffed to the bed. Like this crazy person's she's gonna off me." So it's about him trying to escape, her trying to prove what she's worth, and just her. You could literally see her going crazy over it. And it sounds like it would be a horror movie, and I could see how this could be turned into a horror type film. But this is, in my opinion, a straight dramedy. I wouldn't say it's a straight comedy, but it is a dramedy, it's drama and comedy. And there's man, the girl that was just in Thunderbolts. I think her name's Geraldine something. I'm not 100% sure, but she's in a lot of things. She was in Blockers. So she's in this movie as well. She's got some funny parts in there. And so it is, to me, just a pretty good time. The movie's only like an hour and a half long, quick in and out, funny movie, good time. And the acting and the chemistry between these two characters or these two actors as well was really good. So they were believable as like people that were friends or lovers and that they could be in a relationship, but like they were just very believable. It wasn't like you kind of felt that they were pulling each other away or pulling away from one another, and you felt like they actually like wanted to be together and hang out and things like that. So this to me, I loved this movie. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, and I would definitely see it again. And I give this movie Oh Hi a 9 out of 10. How did that score move so far away? Okay, 9 out of 10. Now, on to the next one that I'm going to get to in just 1 second. Let me hide this score. Okay. The Naked Gun. I want to talk about that one last. So I'll talk about that one last. What we're going to talk about is She Rides Shotgun. So She Rides Shotgun is another movie or another movie that came out this week. So the movies that came out this week was Together, She Rides Shotgun, and Naked Gun. That's why I'm going to go over Naked Gun last. Um, and I like this movie for the most part, for sure. The acting in it is great. It is a like a father-daughter road trip movie, but it's like a crazy father-daughter road trip movie because he's got like a hit after going after him, and so just a lot of people are trying to kill him, and because he now has his daughter, they're okay killing his daughter too. So it's a really heavy movie. I guess this is based off of a book as well. So if you haven't, go ahead and read the book. Um, but the acting is great. His acting is good. Taron Egerton. I'm surprised he like isn't in like an Oscar caliber type films because I think he's a great actor. And this little girl, the only other thing that I had seen her in was Life in Pieces when she was a baby. So I knew she looked familiar, and then I looked up and I was like, oh my god, she's Life in Pieces. Another good show if you haven't seen that show. But anyways, her acting is fantastic as well. She's really believable as a girl that's just in shock, doesn't know what's going on, is really sad, loves her dad, but doesn't know if she wants to be around him. The mom did die in the movie, so she's dealing with that while being on the run, while also dealing with people shooting guns at her dad. But she's also like, she's scared, but she's also kind of into it. She gets that adrenaline thrill. And then you're like, oh, okay, like she likes this, but this isn't the life that her dad wants for her. So it's a whole load of just almost everything. To be honest, I did feel there were some pacing issues. It probably didn't have to be a 2 hour movie. There probably could have been about 20 minutes cut from this. But the acting from everybody is really good. And then so the action scenes are good too. There's just a little bit too much time in between them. That's just a lot of just repetitive exposition and dialogue. So I think that's where it falls a little bit short for me, is that it just a little bit too long. Didn't need to be that long, but it is still an overall good movie. So the fact that it's long didn't make it seem like it's a bad movie. However, too, with that, this was the final movie that I saw in like a 10-hour day at the movies, so I could have just been tired. So definitely, I would definitely see it again, but more refreshed and rejuvenated, and like have it be like just a movie that I watch while I'm like wide awake and everything like that. So again, good movie, good acting, good action. I wouldn't even say good acting, great acting, good action. Just felt a little bit too long for me, and so She Rides Shotgun for me comes in at an 8 out of 10. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and change this again. So the next movie, which was the one that I had just shown, was The Naked Gun. The Naked Gun. It's been a long time since we've seen a spoof movie. I genuinely cannot remember the last time we had a spoof movie. I want to say it was maybe like Haunted House 2 or something like that. Nothing too recent to my memory. I'm sure it's been there, but to my memory, nothing all that recent. And this is in the lines of a requel. It's a reboot sequel. So he plays Frank Drebin, Leslie Nelson character's son. So he's Frank Drebin Jr. And I gotta say, man, this movie was so funny. They weren't afraid to go that extra mile to make a joke, but also this was a PG-13 movie. I thought for sure this was going to be a rated R movie. So from what I had seen at CinemaCon, to what they had shown in the trailers, to what they hadn't even shown, I thought for sure this was going to be a rated R movie. I think the first three are rated R as well. But maybe to get people back into that, come see a dumb spoof comedy type movie, they're like, hey, let's make it available to as many audiences as possible. Let's make it PG-13. So, and I gotta say, it doesn't hold back and make it feel like, oh my god, this would have been so much funnier if they did this. Like, no, it's still freaking hilarious. So I love this movie. Liam Neeson was great. He can be really funny. Pamela Anderson was good as well. She was in this, and then oh man, I forget the main two villains in the movie. They were hilarious too, and then just random little quips that were just unexpected and not necessary, but so funny. And there's like a bit where they're always handing coffee at least to Liam Neeson, and it's so funny. Like he'll just throw it out. He'll take one drink, throw it out, and then just get another one. And I don't know why, it's just funny. And let's see, there's the MacGuffin in this movie. It's literally called the plot device. And oh man, I was laughing as soon as I saw that happen. Like the first like 3 minutes of the movie. So I thought it was so funny. I hope they make more, and I hope they just crank movies like this out like back to back. Seth MacFarlane is an executive producer. A lot of people have found it like kind of cool to hate on him for some reason. I think the TED TV show that they did, 2 years ago now, was hilarious. I think this is hilarious. So anything that not anything, but most things that guy gets like involved with, it's pretty funny. I've never seen the Orville or that show, so I don't know if that one's too funny. It looks stupid to me. That's why I didn't watch it. But I've heard good things. So. But anyways, back to The Naked Gun. It's I would recommend everybody go see this movie. Everybody go see this movie just to, and don't let yourself get offended by a joke. If you do that, you defeat the purpose of comedy. So just go see the movie, have an open mind, be open to laughing because some of these things just are funny. Okay, let me put it this way. They mentioned the word retarded in the movie. Now that's a word that we're not supposed to say anymore, and that's fine. But in the context of the movie, it's funny, especially if you know the deep cut as to why they said that line. So in situations like that, that was hilarious. There's there's one where he's fighting all the villains, or not all the villains, all the there's the device causes everybody to go crazy. So he's fighting all of them, and he's just like sliding through and just hitting all the people's nuts as if they're like speed bags. And I thought that was so funny. Things like that. He empties the clip and then kicks the clip, and then it hits the guy in the face, and then it goes right back into the gun. I thought that was funny. There's a scene where he's driving through, he breaks open his windshield, and then he's driving through a bunch of different things that keep hitting him. And the last thing that goes on is another windshield that just perfectly goes right on, and he's like, "Oh my god." I thought it was hilarious. So I would definitely check out The Naked Gun. It's so funny, especially if you like stupid comedy. If you're easily entertained like I am, you will absolutely love this movie. It's a movie worth being the rebooted sequel to the original. So with that, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. So that is it for the movies that I saw this week. I tried to see Eddington, but I snuck into it and there was no tickets bought, so they shut it off after a half hour, so that sucks. So I went in and saw Bad Guys 2 while I was waiting for The Naked Gun, but I was tired, so I took a nap during the Bad Guys 2. So that is not a movie that I'm going to review because I didn't even really watch it. I fell asleep. But with that, those are the movies that I saw this week, and those are also most of the movies that came out this last week. Let's go ahead and get into the box office. So, with that, the box office of the week, I got it right here. Number one for the second week in a row is Fantastic Four: First Steps. Only made $40 million. That's 66% drop. That's a pretty big drop. I think its biggest drop was on Friday specifically. Number two, The Bad Guys 2. Very surprising to me. Came in second place at $22 million. Naked Gun in third place with $17 million. That's pretty good for the Naked Gun. Superman in fourth place with $13.9 million. So basically another $14 million. Jurassic World Rebirth still in the top 5 with $8.7 million. That movie, by the way, also comes out on digital on Tuesday. So if you don't want to go to the theaters, feel free to check it out. I think it's a huge mistake only having it in theaters for like 33 days or whatever it is, especially because it's made so much money. We'll go over it. We'll go over it in a minute. The fact that it still made almost $9 million in its fifth week. Don't put it on digital. Keep letting it make money. If it's in the top 10 for the next 6 weeks, who cares? It's still making more money than it would if you just put it out on digital. Together in sixth place with $6.8 million. F1 is still in the top 10 with $4.1 million. F1 has done surprisingly so much better and has had legs so much longer than I thought it would have. I'm very shocked with that. I Know You Did last summer in eighth place at $2.6 million. The Smurfs in ninth place. Oh, yeah, I guess the Smurfs came out this week too, right? Or 2 weeks ago. $1.7 million. And rounding out the top 10, How to Train Your Dragon at $1.3 million. Lilo and Stitch is now out of the top 10. And oh hi, this movie deserved to make so much more money than it did, but that's okay. So let's go to our worldwide numbers now. Days 2 is still up there. I think it comes out this month in the States. Lilo and Stitch is almost at, not even close to actually 1.0. It's at $1 billion. Lilo and Stitch, it's about to end its theatrical run. It's got it's on Disney Plus now. So, yeah. Minecraft, $955 million. Jurassic World Rebirth at $766 million. So it has not made the money people thought it would. It's made good money, but it didn't make that much more than what it was last week. I want to say last week was like 740 or something like that. So still good for what it cost to make, but not as high as people were anticipating. But again, it's in its like fifth week, I think. How to Train Your Dragon, 618 million. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, 594 million. Superman has crossed the 550 million worldwide box office. It's made more in the states than foreign. Usually these kind of movies kind of hold up pretty good, but even Fantastic Four is not doing too well in the foreign markets. F1 is in 8th place with 545 million. Captain America: Brave New World, 415 million. That's obviously done. And then Thunderbolts in 10 at 382 million. Fantastic Four: First Steps. I don't know. I think it will pass Thunderbolts. I'm pretty sure it will. But I'm not too sure if it's going to get past Captain America: Brave New World. It took a pretty big hit in its second week, and a lot of people don't seem to be returning for it. I think what they saw is good enough, and they don't really need to see it again. So I would like for it to make more money than Captain America: Brave New World. I think it's a better movie, but I also want all Marvel movies to make good money. So with that, though, that is your top 10 so far of the year as far as the box office goes. Now we'll talk about the upcoming movies of the week. Upcoming movies of the week, we got Freakier Friday coming out. This movie Sketch is coming out as well. I think I've seen the trailer for it once. I think it's a kid movie. I'm not 110% sure, so don't quote me. Eminem's documentary Stands is coming out this week. I believe it's on the 7th to the 9th. Like, I think it's only just a couple days. And then one of the big ones, the next one that's going to have IMAX screens is Weapons. Weapons is a horror movie from Zachary Krager. Is that who it is? But it's got a stacked cast, and it looks really freaking creepy. So be sure to go check out those movies this upcoming week. Be sure to check out the movies from last week that I just went over as well. And yeah, it's a good time for the movies. Good end of summer break season for movies. We got some scary movies out. We got some comedies out. We got some superhero movies out. So we got a new Disney movie coming out. So be sure to go check these out and have a good time at the movies. And as for me, that is it. I will be seeing Weapons this week, or at least I'm going to try to see Weapons this week. So yeah, that's it for me. I thought I had one more thing that I wanted to do, but I'm not too sure. I haven't been doing the movie news live as of late. Everything's just been kind of crazy right now, and so I got to get some things in line before I can start making time for that again. But I do plan to and would love to keep doing it all the time. So be sure if you see this to like, comment, subscribe, spread the word, and let's get this out there so I could start making a career out of this. I would love to talk about movies for a career. I'd love to go watch movies for a career, and just bring opinions that one might not think of, or hear other people's opinions on movies as well. So be sure to do that. Be sure to go check out CrossTalks Movies, where I have just my movie reviews there. I did things a little bit different today, but that's okay. And yeah, with that, I am out of here. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.